Hi, my name is Brian Atkinson with Five9. I'm Vice President of Sales and Customer Success for our international markets.
Hi, my name is Mark Weiss. I'm from Babble, where I'm serving as Chief Growth Officer.
My name's Ty Stevens, and I get the privilege of running the UK and I channel partners here at Five9.
Hi, I'm Manvir Mangat. I'm Product Director for CX at Babble Cloud.
Perfect. Well, we're here today to celebrate a huge milestone. And that huge milestone is the 100th customer win with Babble and Five9. Very exciting times. I remember when I started at Five9 in 2019, we had a handful of customers together. Our first customer actually was all the way back in 2017. So, I mean, that seems like ages ago. But for me, celebrating the wins is great, but really I wanted to understand, what is the excitement about, what that drives with our partnership? What does that mean to the industry? What does it mean to the market? And also, what does that mean to our end customers? So, I guess reflecting a little bit on that, I guess, Mark, maybe the first question for you, what does this milestone really represent to you and the Babble team?
We've been successful.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? You look behind it, that's a symptom, I guess. But the cause of that has been that, how we have taken the solution to market, how we have translated customer requirements into demand and then delivered outcomes. And within that base, there's been a hell of a lot of re-signs. And those re-signs means we're doing the right thing, we're doing it right, and we're doing it right every time. And I think within that space, there's also been a lot of technological advancement now with, agentic AI and much more. And again, we together as a business, we've continued to stay on point and at the leading edge of those developments. So I think it means success, but it really is a testament to the way we have worked together and brought the best of what Babble is with our understanding of the market, our understanding of our customer space, and our understanding of technology, and then with your product, with your solutions, and how we've worked together to really show up for our customers and deliver outcomes, and do that 100 times.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Over the years, Ty, maybe this question for you. Over the years, Babble's won numerous Five9 awards at various years, and I guess really, what does that really mean, do you think, to not just the market, but also to the industry?
Yeah, to the market, I think it's demonstrating Babble's expertise and becoming that trusted advisor. Right? They're going in, they're understanding customer outcomes, and they're putting solutions to address those pain points that they're seeing. And it's demonstrating the referenceability we've got now with 100 customers that are really just not using the most basic of the technology. They're really, really pushing it to its very much outer limits. And that's a great sign of how Five9 with Babble are really combining to make that expert solution.
Fantastic.
And it also means we need to get a bigger trophy cabinet.
Yes. Well, as long as we keep seeing the success, we'll be handing out more trophies. So that's fantastic. But obviously, it's not about Five9 and the trophies that you guys are winning. It really is about customer outcomes, customer value. So Manvir, it's great that we've had all this success together. But I think the really important thing is, what are our customers getting out of the value? So we've had some great wins, from small customers to large customers. What are the customers getting out of the Five9 plus Babble solutions?
I think the guys touched on it already.
Yeah.
What we're looking here is, you don't get 100 customers if all the customers are the same.
Yeah.
So we've got customers anywhere from 12 seats to 300 seats.
Yep.
And actually the needs and wants of those customers are different. But what we've done is over the years, as both organizations have evolved, as we stopped talking about products and we started talking about solutions more, we've discovered and we've learned how to work collaboratively. And I think that's really important, the two organizations, to make sure we use each other's strengths and figure out exactly what the customer needs. And the platform and for the talent that both organizations have, so I think that's a really important piece here as well. The talent is able to mold the platform to give the customers exactly what they want. And that is completely different actually, across the range of the customers that we have.
Yeah. I guess building upon that, you said giving the customers exactly what they want. Sometimes in this fast changing society, right, innovations taking place so quickly, the customers don't really know, right? So I guess how has the partnership between Five9 and Babble, how do we help guide customers down that path to drive innovation?
Well, it's really interesting, particularly now with the AI world that
Yeah.
we live in, and it's become this buzzword that everyone wants a slice of this AI pie, but they don't know how or where. And I think what Five9 have been very good at doing is almost curbing our enthusiasm about trying to jump in with both feet first and trying to give customers things or toys to play with. And we've kind of taken a step back and said, hold on, let's not just put AI in for the sake of doing it. Let's not just put technology or functions in just because it makes ourselves feel very clever and warm and fuzzy. Let's measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
Only implement tools and functions and solutions where they're actually needed.
Yeah.
And I think I would just add to that, it's fundamentally about outcomes. So, and I think one of the things that we tend to do very well, and we work, obviously, we're experts in the UK market, we're experts across a variety of technology stacks, and AI transcends all of them. And, it's too often you get, I want AI, AI is the answer, but what's the question? So I think trying to get ahead of that and really thinking about working with the customer, with that understanding of the customer, and then working with Ty and the team to then build the solution around it that delivers the outcome. That's where it sort of the magic starts to happen, really.
Fantastic, yeah. So, Ty, today at our sales kickoff here in Las Vegas, we've been talking about empowering. That's really the theme. One of the things we talk about is empowering the new CX. What are some of the things that we've done as a channel team to really empower our partners around empowering the new CX for our customers?
Yeah, I think the key thing, and this is where Babble's success has come from as well, is, from a partner perspective, Five9 is a contact center player. Right? Well, that's our expertise. That's where we sit in. That's where we lead in the market. So we know that industry very well. Right? We have the experts here. We can help enable Babble and other partners in terms of the product itself, and we can empower them. But actually where their expertise comes in to actually level up further is they understand the wider, broader technology stack. And to Mark's point around outcomes, we'll go in and understand where the pain point from a solution from a contact center will be, but actually Babble's expertise can wrap around that much wider. So they can apply that, whether it's comms, whether it's security, other areas as well. And that then helps that customer understand they're not just getting service from a single point solution. Actually, it's a wide variety from their single provider.
Fantastic.
Just to add to that, Brian, I think Ty makes a really valid point. I almost see the way I kind of articulate to our customers in particular is Babble's almost that Rosetta Stone. We're that translator. We translate what the customer wants into terms and terminology that you guys understand, and therefore we can then build those solutions together. I think that's where our kind of USP is in all of this.
Fantastic. And over the years, right, I mentioned at the beginning of this that in 2017 we got our first customer together. Last year our theme for Five9 was evolution or evolve. I'd be curious to see, from your perspective, Manveer, how we've evolved, over the years. Whether that's in the way we look after customers, whether that's in the way we talk about, customer outcomes, whether that's talking about technology trends. Would just be really curious the evolution and how things have evolved from your perspective.
Well, it's really interesting. I think both organisations, I think we've spoken about this before, we seem to be going through evolutionary cycles at the same time, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think what the biggest change I've seen, and definitely on the Babble side, and with yourselves, is we're moving away from being a sales organisation that is all about talking about headline grabbing sales numbers. We're talking about now customer satisfaction. We're talking about now, developing that white space. We're talking about being partners, being trusted.
Yeah.
And I think that for me is the biggest change, and it's the world that I want to be part of. It's no longer about flashy signs and big numbers. It's all about that warmness, that fuzziness, that feedback from the customers that says we worked well together and we achieved something. I think both organizations have bought into that in a big way.
Yeah, and I think from day one, our cultures have been similar, right? And I think that's really key. Very customer centric. Mark, I'd be curious from your perspective. Babble's also gone through a lot of evolution as well. What are some of the things this year that you've been laying, kind of leading the teams down to how they're going to evolve, how they're going to take these solutions to market, how are they going to evolve and make sure that customers are getting outcomes.
Yeah, I think it's really important for us as a type of provider we are. We're not building our own intellectual property. So how we go out to market and how we differentiate ourselves fundamentally in the service. It's in the quality of how we translate the customer requirement. It's
Yep.
how we deliver a service that's across their portfolio, across their technology stack. And it's around how we work with you. And I think, the length of time we've worked together, the relationships we've built, we can deliver and solve problems that arise. And let's face it, it'd be lovely to think we live in a world where no problems exist, but you have outages, you have other things. It's how you show up for the customer.
Yep.
And I think we've spent a lot of money over the last 2 years in investment in a service infrastructure. We're also layering up customer success as a layer, and that's not ubiquitous across all of our competitors. But also, it's not just we're doing customer success. We're thinking about how we can work with your investment in customer success. You spend a lot in data,
Yep.
so how can we leverage that data for the betterment of the customer service? So I think as we move forward this year, it's really around driving that more integrated service, that more effective and efficient service, and thinking about longevity of service. And I think the only other thing that I'd say on top of that is, and Ty touched on it, is how do we look at adjacent services that add real value? So not just about I've delivered you, a solution that maybe has AI and is delivering you customer comms, digital communications in a much better way and a much more forward-thinking way, but also how do you secure that journey? How are you managing things like data exfiltration from call center operatives, which we know is a challenge in the market? And that's kind of the add value that I think I'm excited about bringing to that next 100 customers.
Fantastic. Ty, you see a lot of partners across the region, UK and Ireland, EMEA. Would just be curious, your thoughts on kind of the what makes the Five9 and Babble partnership successful?
Yeah, I mean, we've touched a lot on it already, but I think the term I'm using at the moment is Five9 innovated by Babble.
Okay.
Right, and it goes back to that point of them understanding the outcomes.
Yep.
And applying Five9 in the right areas to meet those outcomes. The big difference recently as well is because of that referenceability, they're able to showcase where they've applied the technology. Customers can be referenceable. Customers can come on a call and discuss, yes, this is how we've achieved that outcome through working with Babble and Five9, which is a key point for what we're doing here in this market. Is I'm seeing the teams really are working, hand in hand, hip to hip, when we go into customers, not just from net new perspective, but on the day two side as well. And I think that's a differentiator for how we are working so closely and why we have been so successful.
Fantastic.
I think that's a really valid point there. And I think the running theme that we are seeing now, particularly now that we're a lot closer to our customers, is they even comment on this trust that runs through from Babble into Five9. Mm-hmm. And a lot of feedback making me feel really good about things is customers are saying to me, sometimes we don't know who's who. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't really know who's Five9, who's Babble, because you guys are so interchangeable in the way that you're working. You're so comfortable with each other, and that can only be a good thing, right?
Yeah. So if I asked you if you had one word to describe our partnership, I heard trust in there. Would that be your one word?
Trust is that's massively important. Both I think professionally or globally for the company, and for myself personally. Yeah. So I think without trust, you just can't get to where you need to get to.
Yeah. Ty, if I asked for one word to describe the Babble and Five9 partnership, what would that one word be?
We'll go on brand for this today, where we'll be handing out the awards. So it's not one word, it's two, but partner excellence.
Fantastic.
So Babble will be winning our partner excellence award for their day two service. So we measure service on a day two perspective to look at how our partners are performing and servicing their customers when it comes through to Five9. And Babble scored highest on that metric. Fantastic. So that is why they're being awarded for that recognition today.
I think 2 words are allowed for that. That's a good reason to have 2 words. Mark, you one word to describe.
I'm going to give you one word in 2 ways.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Love
so
it. Love it.
I like to move off theme. But I think for us, for the relationship, I'd say success.
Okay.
Because it is. That's what we're celebrating. I think the customer outcome.
Yeah.
And that's what we're really all about, and that's what we have to be about in a changing market. So
love it. Well, it's 2026. We started this journey in 2017. I guess, Mark, what are you most excited about as we look forward into 2026 and beyond?
Really cracking the AI conundrum in a real way that makes real customer outcome, to stay with the theme. And I think we have to do that in a really impactful way to get to that 200. It's not going to be for every customer, but I think it is transformational. I think what was the phrase they were using, exponential exponential CX, yeah. But some of that, the concept there is going to be critical. And we are getting more customers. How can I do more, better, maybe with less, and deliver that? And that's a real challenge. So I think how we lead that change, and I think we're on a good path to doing it and having a lot of discussions. Then I think that's going to be a really critical ingredient for our success. Exciting,
yeah. I'll come to you, Ty, with the same question. What are you most excited about with the Five9 and Babble partnership as we go into?
Yeah, I think so. So Mark touched on, I guess, the net new element, but I'm actually quite excited to see the existing customers and how they're going to transform their technology stack this year. AI absolutely is there to be embraced, and I think with the partnership that we've got, there is a real opportunity there for all sorts of technology to be embraced. So I'm excited to see the transformation that's going to come across your existing customer base as well.
Totally.
Yeah, and I think for me, because I'm still a techie at heart, despite all the changes and the evolution of my own role, it's the innovation. In 2025, we were the first partner to roll out digital agentic agents with our customer, Anglian Home Improvements, and I want to keep pushing that envelope with you guys, keeping us both honest.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I think that's kind of been at the forefront of our partnership since day one, right? I mean, pushing into the cloud as a contact center space back in 2017, all the way to the first agentic agents last year, right? So really excited about the future of our partnership. I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart with celebrating our 100th customer success. And like I said at the very beginning, while the numbers is important, what's most important is that customer outcome. So for me, if I turn the question back on myself, it really is what can we look at in 2026, 2027 that's really driving true customer outcomes. And Babble, you're at the heart of that. So really appreciate your partnership.
Thank you.